For anxiety specifically, what can people do to make sure that they're not so much of a victim to that feeling of overwhelming anxiety that can just creep up on them every single day?
So 4 simple things. Never leave a situation because you're anxious, because then the anxiety will control you. Breathe. Like 2 minutes, 3 times a day. 6 minutes. This will save you like thousands of dollars in therapy if you do this. It's the 15-second breath for 2 minutes. So that's 8 breaths. 4 seconds in, hold it for 1.5 seconds. 8 seconds out. So double the exhale is the inhale. Hold it out for 1.5 seconds. That's 15 seconds. Repeat times 8. It just feels like you took a Valium without any side effects. Do that 3 times a day, your level of anxiety is going to go way down. And then whenever you feel sad, mad, nervous, or out of control, write down what you're thinking. And then just ask yourself if it's true. And learning to kill the ants, the automatic negative thoughts, it's miraculous. I was 28 years old, and in my psychiatric residency at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., and the professor was teaching us about cognitive behavior therapy. And he said, you have to teach your patients not to believe every stupid thing they think. And I'm like, well, I believe every stupid thing I think, which caused a lot of suffering because I'm masterful, used to be masterful at predicting, well, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? And then I would make it worse still. When you write the thoughts down and correct them, because I'm not a fan of positive thinking. I'm a fan of accurate thinking with a positive spin. It's just so helpful when you don't have to believe the nonsense your mind generates. And then there's another day in the book. The book is 366 short essays on the most important things I've ever said. It's like, if you spent 10 minutes with me every day for a year, what would I teach you? One of the days is give your mind a name. It's based on a concept called gaining psychological distance from the noise in your head. Stephen Hayes created it, and I just love it so much. I interviewed him for my podcast. I'm like, well, what name would I give my mind? And it's so clear to me. It came to me instantly. I named my mind after the pet raccoon I had when I was 16. So when I was 16, I had a pet raccoon. And I loved her. She's beautiful. And she was smart. And they make 200 different sounds. But she was a troublemaker. Just like my mind. She TP'd my mother's bathroom. That was such a bad day for me. She ate all the fish out of my sister's aquarium one day. It was a bad day.
Is it important to give it a positive name?
Doesn't matter.
Just any name that separates your identity from the thoughts.
Right.